If you are a new Disney mom, you are looking into going to Disneyland, Disney World, and you're wondering what this Genie Plus thing is or if it's worth it, I have just the information for you because we just went on our first Disney World trip with the kids to Magic Kingdom, and I looked into all these different things, and I have 5 top learnings that I want to share with you that other people might not necessarily share because there were some pains through the process that I hope that you can avoid. And stick with me to the end because number 5 is going to be good. It's something that I somehow missed or didn't use appropriately, so I want to make sure that you don't miss out on everything that you get. So for those that don't know what Genie Plus is, or you're wondering what the heck do I get with it, let me tell you the 2 big components that you get with it. The first one is the biggest thing that most people get it for. It is access to the Lightning Lanes. What is Lightning Lane? It's essentially like what Fast Pass used to be. I say that, I never really went to Disney, so I don't really know how Fast Pass worked that well. But let me tell you how Lightning Lane works because it was a little complicated. I had to read all the different things. But Lightning Lane means you can bypass the line within the window that you select. If you go into the Disney World app, you can buy this Genie Plus selection. There is dynamic pricing. And so I don't know what it's going to be on your day. For us, it was $22 plus tax per person. And I've only heard of 2 days in February recently, the days before we went, that it sold out. And so that was the first time since Disney introduced Genie Plus that it sold out. And so I actually stayed up until midnight because you can purchase it only on the day of your trip. So whatever you have the tickets for, you can buy it at midnight, but you definitely want to get it before 7 a.m. because that is the first time you can book. So that is my tip number 1. Set that alarm for 7 a.m. and make your booking, your first booking. Be on there ready, look at the ones that you want to do. Learn from me because I hesitated. I went down and I was ready to push Peter Pan, but it said 2:15. And so I kind of hesitated and went, oh, maybe I can book something else first and then book Peter Pan later. But when I decided that's not what I wanted to do, I came back maybe a minute or 2 later. It was moved to 4:45. So that 2-minute hesitation for me cost me 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So know what you want, be decisive, don't be like me, go make your first booking. So that's number 1. Number 2, kind of similar to that, is decide on your strategy and don't waver because I essentially see it as 2 different strategies. One is you can go with some of the ones that sell out or that book out by the middle of the day, by mid-afternoon, because they're so popular. Those at Magic Kingdom tend to be Peter Pan, Jungle Cruise, Thunder Mountain. Those 3 are biggies that tend to book out and they're gone. They're gone. So you can't book Lightning Lane later on. And so that was the strategy I went with, which is why I booked the Peter Pan. But the other strategy is you go for the smaller rides that don't necessarily book out at the end of the day, but you can redeem those Lightning Lanes right away and in succession, not in concession, in succession. And so you're using them right away and you get Lightning Lanes right away back again. Because let me tell you how Lightning Lane works. So at 7 a.m., you can book your first Lightning Lane reservation. And that gives you a 1-hour window in which you can return, you can badge in, and then you can go to the front of the line or whatever that Lightning Lane line is. Sometimes it is a 10, 15-minute wait still, especially if it's like a 2-hour, 1-hour wait ride. There might still be a wait. But it is a lot shorter. Each one of those were so much shorter in our experience. So that is what happened. But when you badge in, sometimes it's the second badge in because some rides have 2 badge-ins if people can kind of hop into the Lightning Lane line. I think they just want to do a conservative check to make sure that you are appropriately in the Lightning Lane. And so whenever you badge in to say you are getting on that ride, you get the Lightning Lane next reservation back. So you can book at that time. Now, if you're like me and you booked 4:45 Peter Pan at the beginning of the day, everything resets every 2 hours. And so from your last reservation. The only caveat is you don't get a second reservation at 9 a.m. even if you booked at 7 a.m. I got confused by that. I was ready to book at 9. I didn't get it. And so I was very confused why I didn't have it available to me until 11. It's 7 a.m., then 2 hours from opening of the park, which in our case was 9 o'clock, hence the 11 a.m. time that I could book. So I had to wait between 7 to 11. So we rode some rides. We waited in line for those because I did not have a lightning lane available to me. Now, if I had booked Aladdin Magic Carpet Ride at 9:05 and I used it at 9:05, I would then have another one I can book. And so as you can see, if you book things that are all, 15 minutes ahead of time or whatever it is, and you redeem it pretty quickly, you have a lot of rides that you can ride on right away. It's just that you might not have those big rides that you can ride. So you have to wait an hour in line for the Jungle Cruise or 2 hours or whatever it might be. That is up to you. That is up to you. But those are the two strategies. I kind of wavered back and forth during the day, wondering if I made a mistake. Don't let that be you. Pick one, go with it, and stick with it. It was also confusing because I wasn't sure that if I used my next lightning lane, so if I had my 4:45 Peter Pan and I had an 11:30, Toy Story, Buzz Lightyear, if I redeemed that, would I be able to book another one right away? And the answer is still not quite certain. And neither were the Disney people that worked there because I asked, because I was trying to strategize and I wasn't quite sure. The FAQs weren't quite sure. And it seemed to work for me one time. It didn't seem to work for me another time. So it was a little confusing. I'm sorry this isn't clear, but all this to say, the Disney people didn't know either. Sometimes it worked for me, sometimes it didn't. For some of you out there are Genie Plus geniuses, and you've used them plenty of time. Please let me know. The next tip, this might sound silly, but make sure you hit the buttons all the way through. There are several buttons you have to hit. So one thing is you book experience when you see the time that you want, the ride and time that you want. You book the experience, but you're not done until you hit continue. Even though it might look like it says this is your time, make sure to hit continue, because take it from me, as someone that went up to the Speedway, my kids were ready to ride the cars and they said, "I'm sorry, you only have Peter Pan. We don't see you as having a Speedway." And I said, "No, I booked it," but I hadn't booked continue all the way through. I was able to book it for another 30, 45 minutes away from that time. And so I was supposed to ride at 11:30. I thought it was perfect. And we had to wait until 12:15, so we had to kill some time. So don't let that be you. Make sure you hit continue all the way through. Make sure you see it in your booked plans section, and then move on. Learn from me. Please don't let that go in vain. I've got a few more pointers to give you, but if you have found value in this as is already, hit that like button. Consider hitting that subscribe button so that you can hear more tips. My next tip is set your alarm for a few minutes before when your next reservation time is available, or when you're allowed to book again. Because you might be occupied by so many different things. Things are happening all over the place, and you don't want to forget to book that next lightning lane. So use that alarm reminder feature so you don't forget. My mama brain needs a reminder. Does yours? Let me know if you're with me and I'm not alone. The next tip is filters. There are these Disney World Magic Kingdom filters that come with it. And if you buy Genie Plus, you'll see it in the app. It becomes available, and you can use it even before you go, even after you go. Like, we can still use it, and it's really, really fun. They do a great job with these filters. So as you can see, we were having a lot of fun with it, and I will show you more after I talk about this. But there are some that you have to be on site. So at Magic Kingdom, there are certain ones like this Mickey one or Minnie one or different ones that you can only do on site. And I didn't know that. We kind of discovered those filters as we were waiting for the night show, but it was super dark. And so the pictures didn't come out that well, especially since we were doing the filters on the selfie camera, not the rear camera, which is better. So try to take those pictures with the filters in cute places inside the park while it is still light. Now you can take those filter pictures anytime before or after you go to the park, and they're still super cute, as you can see. And they're a lot of fun with kids. We were having fun on the monorail. We were having fun while we waited. We were having fun at different places, but just know that there are some that are specific to when you're in the park, and they're amazing. So take advantage of that. Have fun with the filters. You paid that $20-ish depending on your day. If you want more Disney tips or if you want to see what these rides are like, those videos are in my Disney playlist, so go check that out. I will see you in the next video. Remember to subscribe if you want more.